All right, folks, for all of us on social media, Facebook Live and YouTube, I welcome you back, I should say. I ended up having a small sound issue, at least across social media. Should be good now for all of us joining us live, all of us that will be on the recording coming up. I apologize for that, but more or less, you didn't really miss too much. I was just going over initially here the Dow recovering heading into this afternoon. So, more or less, you're seeing MARA, M-A-R-A, up on the screen right now, up over 25.5%. It ended up just breaking over 1350, another shot here on the way up towards hopefully 14. So easy enough for us to just put MARA on our main watch list into the close. If MARA's pushing up as nicely as it is, you'd hope to see Riot, brother or sister stock, however you may phrase it. Yeah, Riot looks actually a little bit stronger here, even in heading into the afternoon, right off 1850 here. So both of them at least we'll put on our main list. Now, actually, if you give me a quick sec, I'll peel back my platform here if I can. And now I'll kind of pop up my chart if I can. Give me a sec. Come on here. If I could do this right. There we go. Beautiful. So here's Bitcoin. Bitcoin to USD. So I'm making a fantastic push heading into today. This is a 3-minute chart. So really, since the market opened up, Bitcoin shot up like a cannon, and now it's like gone parabolic again. So, Bitcoin itself seems to be making a push up towards its all-time high for the afternoon. And yeah, needless to be said, Riot and MARA moving with it, the market moving up altogether. Not every day is going to be like this, but we'll take it, right? The screen should have just adjusted for everybody there, hopefully. So with that in mind, we'll actually check out one more Bitcoin blockchain stock, one that we followed over the last week or so, really, BTBT. So this one I'm not as much of a fan of, given the spread, the liquidity or lack thereof on the book. So it just broke over 29. You'd hope to see that hold, look to see the shoot up towards 30. This was a lot stronger the last couple of days between yesterday and then Thursday of last week before the new year. But, nonetheless, at least still for right now, I would have to include this on our list so far. All right, so I'll tell you, that's been pretty much my focus heading into this afternoon, so far. I haven't really traded as much after the morning. So what we'll really look to do is go from top to bottom. The morning was all right. Much like I said yesterday, I ended up having some profits slip away. I started chipping away at them heading into the early afternoon, so I stopped myself. It wasn't as bad as yesterday. So I'm still up a good amount heading into the afternoon. We're going to look to trade into the close with you folks inside our trading room. For the meantime here, we will go from top to bottom. The SYN trade synthetic ended up making a big push earlier on. Popped after the open, ended up, kind of falling off. Interesting trade, seeing this get halted on the way down. Reopened up much lower, expectedly so, but man, this ended up breaking higher, actually. This thing, I always like to joke around and say that like a stock has been through like the spin cycle today, through the washer and dryer and so forth, the spin cycle. This is like the perfect representation of that, like really up and halted down, breaking new high. Halted again on the way down, and now at this point it's much closer towards its open. This is probably going to fill the gap on the way down heading into, if not this afternoon, then this week, right? So for anyone that jumped in this trade earlier that did well, nice job, I guess, but nonetheless, we're not going to watch that here. All right, Peck, another low float stock that ended up making a big push today. More so from pre-market after the open. You expected this pullback, and then after failed to break higher. So, this is typically what happens. Got halted on the way down, ended up, opening up much lower. Yeah, it had a short little move up here again, but just super flat. Pretty similar, actually, to the SYN. All right, nice. For a cheapie here, this ONTX is on fire. Geez, on the way up to 1. It seems to be, at least. ONTX, easy enough again for us to just put on our main list. Don't know what the news is here. Don't really care, honestly. At this stage, don't really care. I would expect to see support, if not directly off 70 cents, the previous peak. Then don't be surprised if it holds a higher low from like 75 cents. And I say that just for when it really begins to drop off. So, let's just hope this really continues to make higher lows, make the push up to 1. Go from there. I would expect the break over 1 for that to quote unquote fail the first time. So yeah, definitely going to put this on our list. We normally don't put like a cheapie as much on our list, but this one looking really good. All right, Adam, ATOM kind of falling off right now. Not much going on. Check from earlier today, from yesterday actually. I will jump back to yesterday's chart for check. I know Fausto covered this during the morning meeting earlier today, but for anyone just joining us right now, we ended up following the stock all day yesterday in the morning, heading into the afternoon, pushed up much higher in the post market even. So for what it's worth, dived off after the open today, I guess popped then dropped. GRTS, big shake right now. It just broke below support 555, 550. Like I see a red on the tape there. All right, so what else we got here, folks? CGIX, Cancer Genetics, made a nice push heading into 2 o'clock. Again, another one that I don't know if we post the news on or not in the live trading room. We'll look to follow up with that in a moment. But for the meantime here, kind of making a push back up right now off of 365, 370. So you got to make sure you see a lot more volume, not just on the bid here to act as support, but like we were kind of talking about in Traders Talk earlier today, just making sure the foot's still on the gas pedal. So seeing the green on the tape here is a good sign at 2:32 Eastern, but got to see it pop higher. The only way we see it pop higher, more green. That's it. So yeah, for the meantime, CGIX, given the activity so far this afternoon, it'll make the cut. All right, cool. See what else we got here. We'll kind of just skim through now at this point, right? Usually I like to go detailed through the top few there at the top. SM, I wanted to kind of skip ahead to. We see the stock oftentimes in the afternoons like trend nicely at the highs. Not all of the time, but obviously with the way the market's moving up nicely here, SM ended up just breaking above the high from December, pushing up nicely up towards 770 here. So, yeah, needless to be said, much like Mara, much like Riot, much like ONTX, just based on the trend, based on the liquidity. How can we not? RESN was another one that I wanted to jump to. This one pretty similar, just in the sense of the run up, the liquidity, the spread, tight penny spread here. I'm going to pull back or peel back the TradeStation matrix here, see the volume bars. So you can see there was a lot of volume traded off of 399, off of 4, off of 404 and 405. So, if this ends up holding a higher low here, definitely don't be surprised for 405 to act as a really strong top so far heading into the close. But yeah, if it doesn't break higher, at least the stock is shortable actually. So I guess for right now, this will be on there too. All right, a lot of talking today. My throat's a little hoarse there. I apologize, but all right, let's keep it going fast here, at least for now. The ALRN trade ended up making a nice push in pre-market, dived off here shortly after the open. So Fubo get called out a couple of times. I think that one has a bit of a spread, lack of volume on the book. BTU trying to push back up to 350. Scanners keep resetting on me. How about this QuantumScape from yesterday down like 45%? So, ended up making a huge push. I mean, I loosely mentioned as like, potential swing trade strategy. Just if this was common stock offering, then you got to figure out where support could be, because oftentimes based on such a big move up here, if the only reason why this dropped was because of a common stock offering, then it's likely to make a nice squeeze up temporarily at the least. So yeah, nice push right now heading into the afternoon, holding underneath 60. Definitely a level 5 stock. So I'll put this on our list for our more level 4 to 5 traders out there. Definitely worth the look, but do not look to trade this as like a newly enrolled student. Definitely a lot easier stocks to follow so far. CEI pop and drop in the afternoon so far. Yeah, we'll pass on this. All right, folks, we'll hop over to the losers list. If there's anything looking good that's up, obviously the market's up, so hopefully our side list is up with it. A lot of stocks moving up, hopefully heading into the afternoon. Type it in the chat board, anything that you see worthwhile. All right, so let's see. MRSN ended up making a big drop, at least after the market opened up. Not right away, but I guess 10 o'clock or so. Man, this thing got crushed. Dropped all the way down to sub 18, actually held right over 1750. It just seems pretty flat right now. And by flat, I mean in relation to the move from earlier. So it's still going to shake around a bit. Don't get me wrong. Perhaps a stock to keep on your side list going forward. I'm going to see if there's anything looking better. Bingo, TRXC, like what made the percent gainers list yesterday and last week and whatever. No surprise. Bingo here, just really quick. I'll just jump to it now, but absolutely zero surprise to see this go from 7. And I say that based on where this ended up closing up yesterday afternoon. I said it could be worth watching in the post market, but shortly after the close here, 4 o'clock, it became not worth watching. It tanked. So you knew what was going to happen today. I mean, very good chance it was going to continue to drop off in pre-market and then after the open and whatever. All right, cool. Let's see if there's anything else here, folks. I said before, the market's up, so our side list probably up. I wouldn't expect for there to be a whole lot down, percentage-wise. FSLR, pretty expensive. This one has a tighter spread compared to QuantumScape, and both are pretty expensive. This one more, but yeah, that's just about it, folks. I'll tell you. I mean, I'll jump to Benzinga Pro. So again, just let me know if there's anything that you see that's worth watching. I'll jump to Bonnie here in the chat board. She was asking about Tilray. So we ended up following the pot stocks yesterday, and Tilray pushing up, grinding on up right now. Here's my hope, Bonnie, because yesterday Tilray was like kind of annoying to me and like didn't really look that great on Bookmap. I thought that ACB looked a lot better, and here it is now. So I'm sure all of the pot stocks moving up right now. MJ, the sector is at the high of the day, so it goes to show how strong the pot stocks are. In fact, I would rather follow ACB and CGC here. Even I'll list just pot altogether at this state, but I would be a little bit more interested in ACB given the volatility. I feel like that has a little bit easier levels to identify in Bookmap, even though both are pretty cheap, right? So altogether, I'll put the pot stocks on our list. I'll look at AFA here too. Pot stock, the high of the day. Kronos, just this one's pretty flat. All right, not a bad call though, Bonnie. I like that. I'll just list the pot stocks collectively there. So let's see. Check out Benzinga Pro right now. I'll look at that briefly on my other screen. Oh, I gotta unfreeze it. Ooh, got a familiar name at the high of the day. I don't know how good it looks in terms of the chart or the volume, but take a look at Mogo. Oh, look at this. Nice pop right now. I mean, right away, I'll add this to our list. I don't know what the news is. This is where I'll look to kind of just do a quick copy and paste. Given its run so far across the last, 15 minutes or less. I don't have any news here from Benzinga Pro. So, I'm fine with that. I would like to see some news, but nonetheless, nice push so far. So maybe there's news coming out, maybe there's news already out. They just didn't get to it yet. But yeah, this one looking really interesting so far. All right, folks. I think that just about does it. Oh yeah, I said I'll jump to my side list here: the airlines, cruise lines, gaming stocks, etc. So CCL, I mean, up. Not a whole lot to talk about there, but it's up. NCLH, maybe a little bit steadier as far as a trend. American Airlines, same thing. So, again, I mean, if you do well on these stocks and if you'd rather follow them, then, put one of them on your list. But otherwise, I like what we have so far. The Mara, the Riot, the SM. I mean, don't forget about this SM trade. This is as good as it gets as far as a trend and a move up heading into the afternoon. So I think I'm pretty content with what we have so far. Myself, at least. I'm only speaking for myself, but I hope that you folks follow in suit. But, unless if there's anything making a really big pop after we finish up this meeting, like a news-related pop or drop or whatnot, unless if that's the case, just stick with this list or your personal side list otherwise. And then, aside from that, maybe around 3:15, 3:30-ish, we'll jump back on the mic and provide audio commentary inside the room heading into the close. All right, for all of us for all of us on social media, rather, Facebook Live and YouTube, I apologize. We had a small, maybe 1 or 2 minute tech issue or a sound issue early on there, but that got patched up quick. For all of us on social media, always look to like, subscribe, notify right on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/cybertradingu. And as always, make sure that feel free to join us Monday to Friday right here in the Cyber Group Trading Room. Go to the link right on the banner below to sign up. All right, folks, I'll talk to you pretty shortly inside the Cyber Group room. Take care.